The first reactions for the highly anticipated Ahsoka series have been unveiled, and there is a lot to get through, a mix of opinions, but generally speaking it looks like very good news. The screeners were sent out yesterday and there were multiple fan events, and fans really got into the spirit of Ahsoka. You saw tons of fans who love the Clone Wars and Rebels, who've watched this character for many years. Now I will say guys, there are some rumours and leaks going around, but I'm not going to address them or even talk about them in this video. So if you want spoiler free, then that is what you're getting. You don't have to worry, you don't have to fret, just sit back, relax, get your favourite snack. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell by the way, and let's get straight into this. Now as you would expect, there were some reviews absolutely praising the living daylights out of this show, the 2-episode premiere. And a common sentiment that was really encouraging is that despite being live action, it felt like a direct sequel to Star Wars Rebels. It was really for fans of Rebels. And the music by the Kainer brothers was fantastic. So let's get into some specific reviews. The direct zone Kleinfeld said this: "The first 2 episodes of Ahsoka are pure Star Wars bliss. This is for Rebels what I'd hoped Obi-Wan would have been for the prequel trilogy." Rosario Dawson shines, but it's Natasha Liu Bordisso's Sabine Wren who blew me away. Ahsoka is the Disney Plus Jedi epic fans have been waiting for. Super encouraging there. Collider Stephen Weintraub added, "First 2 episodes of Ahsoka are really good. Even if you've never seen Rebels or Clone Wars, it's super easy to follow. Impressed with the action and how it's all story, no side missions or filler. Wish I could watch future episodes on a movie screen." So lots of sprinkling of positivity, and while a lot of these reviews say you don't have to see the animated shows to enjoy it, it is no secret that it does benefit you. Comicbook.com wrote this: "I enjoyed the first 2 episodes. I'm relieved I recently got into Star Wars Rebels, because this show was made for animation fans. You'll still be able to follow along, but it might not hit as hard. More thoughts to come in my TikTok, blah blah blah. So basically, watch Star Wars Rebels. It's not too late. Start at season 4 if you have to. It's a great show, and you'll benefit immensely." So that is the bulk of what I would call the more positive reviews, but to me what's far more interesting are the criticisms, those who didn't feel as positively, or those who have critical feedback other than it was just perfect and amazing, because I would say both sides are important. We've been burnt many times before when we were told premieres were amazing, only for series to fall flat later on. So what did some of these people say? Gizmodo's Jermaine Lucia has a very unique take, saying that while the show had a lot of potential, the premiere felt, quote, "oddly flat at times." But they do make it clear that by episode 2 things really do pick up, and again they praise Sabine Wren, Natasha Liu Bordisso, and by episode 2 you're fully sucked in. But the oddly flat is a criticism, is a worry that some fans have had based on the trailers. And this isn't the only one. Others have criticised Rosario Dawson's acting, calling it wooden. Other reviews complained about the visual effects, again the whole thing to do with the volume, the mixture of how do you make a TV show on a budget while also making it look good. They say some scenes look really bad, while others are more high quality, more cinematic. But lightsabers and the lightsaber duels are highlighted as some of the best under Disney Star Wars in the first 2 episodes, so lightsaber action right from the start. Jonathan Sim described the show as mediocre, while Joe Smith of comicbook.com says it's better than other productions but falls short of the quality of Andor. And as I said, a lot of these reviews put emphasis on the connections to Star Wars Rebels. So is Ahsoka going to be a winner? I think so. The fact Star Wars Rebels fans say this was a really good successor gives me a lot of hope. I'm going to listen to them, because as a Rebels fan, I want to know it does that series justice. It's interesting that none of the screeners mention Hayden Christensen or any other connections, so I think the first 2 episodes really are, as we suspected, a recap and then moving the story to where we are now. I'm not saying that's what happens, I don't know for sure, but that's what it sounds like. So those are some of the early impressions, the early reviewers, and a lot of it sounds very encouraging, but I think it's important to hear both sides, to just be aware so we don't get our hopes up too high. I do find with some of these early reviews there are a couple of contradictions. Some are saying the pacing is very fast, while others say it does too much hand-holding for the casual fans and that it's very slow. I guess everyone's expectations and standards are different, so I guess we'll find out when it drops in 5 days' time. But let's finish with some more positive ones. I always like to keep a positive slant. Here is what Total Film's Molly Edwards said. "Ahsoka is epic. It's got those classic Star Wars vibes while also feeling very fresh. The first episode set the scene vividly, with intriguing villains, a complex bond between Ahsoka and Sabine, and some awesome lightsaber duels already. I think we're in for a real treat. Awesome." Now I like the mention of Ahsoka and Sabine's relationship being complex. Rosario Dawson spoke about this, how a lot has changed, things are not the same as the last time the two met. Mentally, emotionally, they're in different places. Sabine may be wrestling with her Mandalorian identity, and potentially a Force-sensitive one as well. But none of the reviews mention that. Forbes' Jeff Conway said this: "I just watched the first 2 episodes of the Ahsoka series. It's a true visual spectacle." So there's someone saying that the visuals are good, instead of them being on the poor end of things when it comes to the volume. Rosario Dawson is phenomenal, he says, as the titular star. The fight scenes are epic and heart-pounding. The story has a rich history and great themes. And finally, comicbook.com's Jenna Anderson said this: "My biggest takeaway from the first 2 episodes of Ahsoka is I need to watch more things that Sabine and Hera are in, because I love them both. Natasha Liu Bordizzo and Mary Elizabeth Winstead are unsurprisingly excellent. MEW means Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Excellent stuff. So we're getting Sabine, Hera, Ahsoka in the first few episodes. I think someone said that Baylan and Shin are in there because they mentioned the villains." In other Ahsoka news, Ahsoka Tano herself is coming to Disneyland on the 23rd of August. Just like they did for Mando, for Boba Fett, for Fennec Shand, for Grogu, they have their own Ahsoka Tano, and she looks fantastic. And I'm sure fans who go to Galaxy's Edge are going to be over the moon. The build-up and fan anticipation to this show is really unexpected. We also got a new exclusive poster. A commissioned piece that focuses on the more cosmic aspects of the series, Rosario Dawson looking majestic as ever as Ahsoka Tano, the star map in the background with a few planets. I think it captures the show's vibe very well. And when I use the word cosmic, I'm talking more about the cosmic force. It encompasses the overall balance of the universe, the destiny of individual Force users like Ahsoka herself, and the overarching events that will shape this period of the galaxy. It's often associated with the Ones, but also more broad concepts in Star Wars like fate, destiny, prophecy, and the grand scheme of the way things will turn out. And some fans seem to think this new poster is teasing her journey to the unknown regions, maybe the new beyond. We see various unidentifiable planets around her, as well as a star map, which could suggest the various planets she's visited to try and search for Thrawn. And as I mentioned in my video yesterday, Force-sensitive planets like Tython, and the one that we see in the concept art to reach out to Ezra Bridger in the Force. Does she get a response? I'm thinking no, they're gonna leave that very ominous and open-ended. We probably won't see Ezra till the end of the season. If you enjoyed this one, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you tomorrow. May the Force be with you, always.